Howdy, it's Ben and or Bookish Bear here, and I am going to do a summer TBR video. So this is my first TBR video. I don't usually plan my reading very well, so I thought that this was a good idea to just pull some books that I want to read this summer and then kind of talk about them, and then maybe that'll help me feel responsible for reading at least some of these books. I don't plan on getting to all of them or through all of them, but maybe we will see. But I do like to read by feel. Like if it's winter, I like to read books that are sad and make me have that kind of feeling. And when it's summer, I like to read stuff that's maybe a little lighter in subject and feeling and projects that sort of summer feel. And I don't know if how I choose those makes sense in a real way, but they make sense in a Ben way. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is the stuff that I'm planning on reading or want to read. First on the list is the Maddadam Trilogy. I got this one for my birthday back in February and just haven't gotten to it yet. Started reading it. It's what I'm currently reading, and that's why it's on the summer list. It turns out to be a pretty great summer read because the first book at least is set kind of in, feels really jungly, the setting. It's weird, and I'm not really sure I understand what's going on yet, but I think that's kind of the point. But I'm a little over halfway finished, and I'm enjoying it, so I'm probably going to read the next two as well, and that'll be kind of the beginning of my summer reads. Next on my summer TBR, which is probably what I'll read when I'm done with this series or in between if I need a break, How to Survive a Summer by Nick White. I think that it's a awkward gay romance set in a summer camp. I don't know a lot about it. I have not read any Nick White before. I know that I read a synopsis a while back and thought, oh, I want to read that. And then was just kind of waiting for the paperback to come out, but the paperback hasn't come out yet, as far as I know. So finally just ordered the hardcover. I prefer hardcover over paperback, which is why I would wait. Obviously sounds like a pretty good summer read. The next on my list, I talked about Wendell before, and I have a bunch of his books now, but I haven't read any of his work. So this is a collection of short stories that I'm hoping to get to this summer. I think that it'll be a good companion if we decide to take a road trip or something like that. If I need something to kind of read between books, if I'm not sure what I want to read next kind of thing, I'm going to try to get through some of these. So that's next on the list. It's called The Distant Land by Wendell Berry. Just a bunch of short stories that hopefully will be pretty good and summary. I don't know why I feel like Wendell Berry is like a summary read kind of guy. Maybe because I feel like it has a lot to do with farming and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited to finally get to read some of this. So also a book that's been out for a while and that I've had for a while and just haven't gotten to, The Lifters by Dave Eggers. It is a children's book, or a book written for children, so I'm assuming that it's not going to take me long to read. So I feel like there's going to be some summer day where I'm pretty bored and just want to sit down and maybe in one sitting or two just get through this. The next one is, I'm not really sure if I will actually read this or not, or get to any of this dude's work, but I haven't read. That's a lie. I've read. So this is The Fortress of Solitude by Jonathan Lethem. I've been wanting to read some Jonathan Lethem. The only thing I've read is a book of essays, and I really enjoyed them, but that's nonfiction, and it's really kind of hard to gauge how you will like a writer's fiction based on their nonfiction. But I've heard lots of great things about him, and this is apparently his most famous work. The next few books that I'm going to list are books that I don't have yet. So I'm just going to, books that I don't know a lot about, and oddly enough, books that are mostly nonfiction. And I don't read a ton of nonfiction. I do enjoy reading nonfiction, but I haven't been reading a lot lately. The first on this list of books that I don't yet own and I'm planning on getting and hopefully reading this summer is called Searching for Stars on an Island in Maine by Alan Lightman. The synopsis says, from the acclaimed author of Einstein's Dream, here's an inspired lyrical meditation on religion and science that explores the tension between our yearning for permanence and certainty and the modern scientific discoveries that demonstrate the impermanent and uncertain nature of the world. So It sounds really interesting. I really like the title, Searching for Stars on an Island in Maine. Kind of drew me in, and I'm really interested in the ways that we kind of match our perceptions of actual life versus ideals, and more specifically beliefs, and how it seems to me that usually our big beliefs don't ever factor into how we actually live our lives. And that's interesting to me. It looks like this book might kind of talk about that a little bit more so in the kind of wishing for something more versus what we actually see through science and through actual life. So hopefully I will get this soon. The next is The Unpublished Vice by Edmund White. From what I've read, it's a book about his kind of an autobiographical look at his reading life and the books that have influenced him. These are some of my favorite kind of books. I really, really like Edmund White and his writing, so I'm really stoked to read this. When I found out about it, I got very excited. I will probably order the hardcover just because I don't want to wait, and I want to read it pretty quickly, so maybe it'll be one of those books that I'm reading as I read some fiction. Maybe I shouldn't read it first, or I should wait to read it towards the end of the summer, because it's going to make me want to read a bunch of other books and throw all these books out the window, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And the last one is Room to Dream by David Lynch. It's an autobiography, I guess. It's also still in hardcover. I'm a David Lynch fan. I think he's kind of nuts, but I love it, like in the best possible way. He says and does things that are just really interesting and crazy, but you're also like, I mean, that's crazy, but it's true. I absolutely love Twin Peaks. Maybe I'll do a video about Twin Peaks and the books that I love about Twin Peaks. So I'm going to read this because I think David Lynch is kind of a nut, and I love to hear him talk about himself. I guess it was co-written by Kristine McKenna. And the last thing that I hope to accomplish with my summer reading, and that I want to add to my summer TBR, I really want to read some Thomas Pynchon. I have attempted to read both Gravity's Rainbow and Crying of Lot 49, and just kind of gave up. I got about 100 or so pages into Gravity's Rainbow and just, I wasn't into it. That was quite a long time ago. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was a long time ago. I'm a different reader now, hopefully a more mature and sophisticated reader, so I might enjoy it more, I'm hoping. My plan is to start with either Inherent Vice or Vineland. Those are the two that I feel like have kind of been said to be more approachable. So Gravity's Rainbow I don't think is the best place to start, and that's where I started. Crying of Lot 49 I didn't enjoy. I only read a few pages and didn't enjoy it, and just moved on to something else. So Vineland or Inherent Vice, please give some comments and feedback below in the comments about which one you think is a better fit, or which one you might think is a better first read for Pynchon. I want to enjoy his work, and I want to get through one of his books and decide for myself if I like it or not, or if it's too much. But I need a good place to start. So if you have any feedback or opinions about that, please let me know. I would love to talk about it with you. Yeah, and so that's kind of what I'm planning on reading for the next few months. It's quite a lot of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to actually get to and what I won't get to. I don't know what's going to come out or hit my radar and take over. So we'll see how it changes and evolves throughout the summer. And then I guess at the end in the summer, I'll go over what I did and didn't read and how this TBR failed or didn't fail. But if you're planning on reading any of those books, I'd love to hear about what you're planning on reading this summer and your favorite summer book. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a good day.